So we're gonna be focusing on how to maintain our hair, whether it's in our daily routines, wash days, protective styles, all of that stuff. So episode one is gonna be the protective style prep. So we're gonna focus on the things that we need to know and ensure that we do before we put in a protective style to make sure that as our hair is protected, there's nothing that's going to uh, there's nothing that's going to cause any damage, any tension, and all of those things. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first tip is gonna be to make sure that you get your wash session really, really well. What I mean by that is that depending what type of hairstyle you're gonna do next, you really need to prep your hair so that it's protected enough to withstand whatever you're going to do. Hopefully you won't do something bad to it. But let's say like you want to do a hairstyle that involves blowing your hair out like quite a lot, maybe a soup press, or just like it's just blowing your hair out. Probably on your wash day, deep conditioning or doing a protein treatment might just give your hair that oomph, just so that it's like, okay, I'm a little bit stronger, or I've got like a lot more moisture now, so I can handle this hairstyle. It's really important that we make sure that the wash is done really well and the hair is extremely detangled before we install a hairstyle. Let's say you're doing mini twists and you haven't detangled your hair, and then you go to the salon and then the person who's doing your hair is literally raking it like this. It's being ripped to the heavens. It's literally being ripped to the heavens. What happens is that as all that is going on, mechanical damage is literally happening to your hair. Like the physical layers of each strand is being tugged in a way where there's a lot of friction happening. And once you start to hear that snap sound, when your hair snaps, that's your hair breaking off, which means that whatever like length that you retained, maybe it breaks off like somewhere here. Like I'll have my hair strands like this long, and then if I'm raking it through, it can just break like that and break like that. This the what do they call it? The hair strands can like split open. Others can get tangled and knotted with each other. It's just going to be a whole mess, and it's just going to reset your entire journey. So please, 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 we gotta make sure that we wash our hair nicely and that it's really detangled. Tip number two is make sure that you schedule your hair appointments correctly, because we really need to make sure that there's enough time for this. Because doing your hair when you're not happy, when you're upset, when you're stressed out is not the best time to do your hair. Because when we're stressed out, when we're angry, when we're sad, that's when we tend to neglect ourselves. And when we neglect our hair, it's really easy for the damage to advance like really quickly. All it takes is one bad hair day. All it takes is one day when your hairstylist is just depressed, when she's just sad and she just burns your hair. It just takes one moment. So we really need to be intentional about the time that we set for our hair, the time that we set to wash it. Make sure we have enough time and we're not rushing the process, because most mistakes happen when we're trying to rush, when we're trying to be in a hurry. And it's not that life is difficult, but whenever we know that we have the opportunity and the chance to, we should take advantage of that time, because that's the only time that we know that at least I'm relaxed today. So, yeah, please, please, please be gentle and take your time. Tip number three, prioritize density over trends. What I mean by this is that whenever you see a hairstyle on TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram that you really like, make sure that the reference you're using is someone whose hair density is similar to yours. For example, let's say you want to get knotless braids. The reference that you're using has high density hair, and then let's say yours is on the thinner side. The person with higher density will be able to withstand thousands and thousands and thousands more braid parts than you might be able to. Maybe they can withstand like 120, maybe you can only withstand 60. It might look nice and all that stuff, but then at the end of the day, you have to also think about how much weight that your hair can handle and what is safe. Because even if we say it's just a hairstyle, if we choose that first, the next time we see another hairstyle that looks nice, we're gonna say it's just a hairstyle. And it keep happening over time and over time and over time. And you realize that most of your hair strands are falling out. And you can no longer say it's just a hairstyle. So it's really important that not only do we try to use references that match our density, but also references that match our length so that we choose things that are closest to what can benefit us at the end of the day. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then the last tip is to make sure that you have a maintenance schedule in mind before you get the hairstyle. Let's use keeping mini twists for a month, for example. So let's say you have 1 month, you want to keep mini twists for a month. Okay, sure. How often are you going to moisturize your hair? How often are you going to wash your hair? And what styles are you going to be doing while your hair is in these twists? All of these things, by having that framework before you even put in the style, you already have a plan that you can be consistent with to make sure that your hair doesn't dry out, to make sure that your scalp remains clean, to make sure that the hairstyle that you have, not only does it look good, but it also matches the lifestyle that you currently have and supports your daily needs. Because sometimes we can have hairstyles that look really, really good, but you can find it takes 4 hours to get it done, like every single day. And that's really unrealistic for most people because we need to use those 4 hours every single day. So even when we're choosing these hairstyles, these maintenance schedules, what does your life look like? What can you handle right now? And what can you actually be consistent with? That's what's going to help you in the long run with your actual hair goals. So these are just a few things that can really help in the maintenance stage as we are living life, but still experiencing our hair, but we're living life just so that even when we're not so focused on it, we're able to reap the benefits of a good routine. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. I think I've said everything. So we'll catch you guys in the next episode.